My wife insisted on family game night with her parents. During 2 truths and a lie, she laughed and said, "I married him for stability, not love." I smiled and said, "Good one." Then I played my turn. "I found the text with your ex. I've already filed. The house is in my name." Her family went silent when they realized which one was the lie. Original post. I, 36 male, have been married to my wife for 7 years. We met through mutual friends at a wedding, dated for 2 years, got married, and I thought we were building something real. Bought a house 4 years ago. No kids, which in hindsight, thank God. Her parents have always been involved. Weekly dinners at their place. Monthly family game nights that I've endured because that's what you do when you love someone. You tolerate their family's weird traditions. 3 weeks ago, my wife insisted we host game night at our place for the first time. Made a whole thing about it. It'll be fun. We never host. I should have known something was off. She'd been distant for months. Coming home late. Phone always face down. The classic signs I ignored because I'm apparently an idiot. But I wasn't completely oblivious. About 6 weeks before game night, I noticed she'd been texting someone constantly. One night, she fell asleep on the couch, phone in her hand. I wasn't planning to snoop, but then I saw the preview notification. A message from her ex-boyfriend. The one she dated for 4 years before me. The one she swore was ancient history. The preview said, "Can't wait to see you Thursday. Miss you already." I didn't wake her up. Didn't confront her. I just went cold inside. Took photos of her phone screen with mine. Then I went to bed and pretended to be asleep when she crawled in at 2 a.m. Over the next few weeks, I gathered more. Wasn't hard. She got sloppy. Found their conversation thread when she left her phone unlocked in the kitchen. Months of messages. They'd reconnected at some alumni event back in February. Started as catching up. Became I miss what we had. Became Thursday at the usual place. The usual place. Like they had a routine. I consulted a lawyer quietly. Learned some hard truths. We live in an equitable distribution state, which means divorce would split assets fairly, but not necessarily 50-50ths. The house, though, bought with my inheritance from my grandmother, well before we got married. Titled solely in my name. My lawyer confirmed, it's mine, not marital property. I filed the papers 2 days before game night. Didn't tell anyone. Just prepared. So there we were. Saturday night. Her parents settled into our living room with wine and that smug satisfaction they always carried. Her mother has never liked me. Thinks her daughter settled. Her father just goes along with whatever his wife says. We played some trivia first. Then her mother suggested 2 truths and a lie. Classic icebreaker game. Everyone takes turns. Her father went first. Boring stuff about his golf game. Her mother said something about visiting Europe, and everyone pretended to be impressed. Then my wife's turn. She got this look on her face. This little smirk. Like she was about to say something clever. "Okay," she said, sipping her wine. 1. I've always wanted to live by the ocean. 2. I married him. She gestured at me with her glass. For stability, not love. 3. I once ate an entire pizza by myself. Her mother laughed. Her father chuckled uncomfortably. My wife looked directly at me, waiting for a reaction. And here's the thing. She expected me to get upset, to make a scene, to prove to her parents that I was the problem. Instead, I smiled, took a sip of my beer. "Good one, babe." Really selling the delivery. She blinked, confused I didn't take the bait. "Your turn," her mother said to me, still smirking like she was in on some joke. I set down my beer, looked at all 3 of them. "All right, here are mine." 1. I found the text messages between my wife and her ex-boyfriend. 2. I've already filed for divorce. 3. The house is in my name alone. Silence. Complete, absolute silence. My wife's face went white. Her mother's smirk disappeared. Her father just stared at his wine glass like it might swallow him whole. That's not funny," my wife finally said. Her voice cracked. "It's 2 truths and a lie," I said calmly. "You're supposed to guess which one's the lie." Her mother stood up. "This is absurd. You're being dramatic." "Am I?" "Guess away. Which one did I make up?" My wife was shaking now. "You went through my phone? Didn't have to go through it. You left it unlocked. Repeatedly. That's a violation of my privacy." I actually laughed. Couldn't help it. Your privacy, right? The woman who's been sleeping with her ex for 4 months is worried about privacy. Her father finally spoke. Now hold on. There must be some misunderstanding. No misunderstanding. I have screenshots. Dates, times, messages. Can't wait to feel you again. That kind of thing. My wife started crying. The performative kind. Looking at her parents for backup. Her mother stepped in front of her like a shield. Even if any of this is true, you don't air dirty laundry like this. You discuss it privately. This is cruel. She told everyone at this table she didn't marry me for love. In my house, while actively cheating on me. But I'm the cruel one. You're twisting things. I stood up. Game night's over. You can all leave now. My wife grabbed my arm. We need to talk about this. You can't just. I can. I am. Divorce papers are already filed. You'll be served Monday. The house isn't marital property. My lawyer's already confirmed. You might want to start looking for somewhere else to live. Her mother's voice went shrill. You can't just throw her out. She's your wife. For now. Not for long. They left. All 3 of them. My wife crying. Her mother threatening vague legal action. Her father just looking like he wanted to disappear. I locked the door behind them, sat on my couch, and, honestly, I felt nothing. Just empty. 7 years. Gone over a stupid game. But I knew what was coming. The entitlement. The manipulation. The how dare you energy. This was just the beginning. Update 1, 1 week later. Okay, so things escalated. Predictably. First, the serving of papers. My wife apparently thought I was bluffing until the process server showed up at her parents' house Monday morning. She'd been staying there since game night, which I figured. The papers laid it all out. Grounds for divorce, adultery. I had documentation. Screenshots, timestamps, the whole thing. My lawyer said proving the affair strengthens my position significantly, especially regarding alimony. Her reaction showed up at my door Monday evening. Pounding. Screaming. You humiliated me in front of my parents. How could you do this? I talked through the door. Didn't open it. You humiliated yourself. I just provided the audience. Let me in. This is my house too. Actually, it's not. We've been over this. I have rights. I live here. My lawyer had warned me about this. Even though she's not on the title, she'd established residency. I couldn't just lock her out without a formal eviction process or a court order. But I also didn't have to make it comfortable. Fine. Come get your stuff. I'll be in the garage. She stormed in, started grabbing things. I had already moved anything valuable or sentimental into storage. Smart thinking. While she was packing, her mother called. I made the mistake of answering. You're going to regret this, she said. No greeting. My daughter deserves half of everything. You think you could just toss her aside? She cheated on me. For months. While living in my house. That's irrelevant. Marriage is about forgiveness. Tell that to her ex. She's been forgiving since February. She hung up on me. Fine by me. The real fun came Wednesday. I got a call from my sister-in-law, my wife's younger sister. We'd always gotten along okay. Hey, I just want to give you a heads up, she said quietly. My sister is telling everyone a different story. That you were emotionally abusive. That she sought comfort elsewhere because you were cold and neglectful. She's lining up support. I appreciated the warning. Thanks for telling me. I'm not saying I believe her. I saw how she was with her phone. Something was off. But just be prepared. My mom is on the warpath. She wasn't kidding. Thursday, I got a call from a mutual friend. Apparently, my wife had been making the rounds. Coffee dates with people we knew. Painting me as the villain. The controlling husband who drove her into someone else's arms. She said you're tracking her phone, my friend told me. That you were possessive and jealous. Did she mention the part where she was actively cheating? Or the game night confession? She said you took that out of context. Out of context. I married him for stability, not love has context that makes it better. Silence. Yeah, that's what I thought. But here's where the entitlement really cranked up. Friday morning, 8 a.m. Doorbell. I opened it to find her father standing there. Alone, looking uncomfortable. Can we talk? He asked. I let him in. Offer coffee. He declined. Look, he started. I know my daughter made mistakes. But she's family. And we need to figure out a solution that doesn't destroy her. A solution? She can't afford a lawyer. She doesn't have savings. You control everything financially. I control my own money that I earned. She had access to her own accounts. She chose not to save. But you make more. You should help her. Even now, I stared at him. Your daughter cheated on me for 4 months. Told your entire family she never loved me. And you want me to fund her divorce lawyer? Not fund. Just be reasonable. Don't take everything. The house isn't marital property. My 401k was mostly funded before marriage. What exactly do you think she's entitled to? He didn't have an answer. Just sat there looking deflated. I'll tell you what, I said. I'll be fair. I'm not trying to destroy her. But I'm also not going to bankroll a woman who betrayed me. She can figure it out. Like an adult. He left without another word. That weekend, the real dirty trick started. Sunday night, I got a call from my bank. Someone had tried to access my accounts online using my information. Failed the security questions. The bank flagged it as suspicious activity. Reset my passwords. Set up additional verification. I knew who it was. She knew enough about me to try. Then came the neighbors. My wife had apparently been talking to them too, asking if they'd seen anything concerning at the house. Trying to build some kind of case. About what, I don't know. But 2 different neighbors gave me heads up that she'd been asking weird questions. She asked if you ever had women over, one neighbor told me. I said I never saw anything like that. She seemed disappointed, building a counter-narrative, trying to make me look bad. But I had the receipts. Literally. Hotel charges on our credit card statement. Restaurants in parts of town she'd never gone to before. A paper trail she'd been too careless to hide. My lawyer told me to stay calm. Document everything. Don't engage emotionally. Easier said than done. Update 2, 3 weeks later. Divorce proceedings officially started. First mediation session was a disaster. My wife showed up with her mother. Not her lawyer. She'd apparently retained someone cheap who didn't even show. Her mother sat in the waiting room glaring at me like I'd murdered someone. The mediator explained the process. Division of assets. Potential spousal support. Debt allocation. My wife's opening position. She wanted half the house value. Half my retirement. Alimony for 5 years. My lawyer almost laughed. The house is separate property. Inheritance. Not marital. We have documentation. Her lawyer, over the phone, apparently too busy to show up in person, argued that she'd contributed to the home through domestic labor and emotional support. Emotional support, I repeated, while cheating on me. The mediator asked her to respond. I made a mistake, she said quietly. But that doesn't mean I don't deserve to be treated fairly. You told your entire family you never loved me. I was joking. Your affair wasn't a joke. Things deteriorated from there. Mediation failed. We were headed to court. My lawyer warned me. Judges in our state tend to award some spousal support regardless of fault, especially in longer marriages. 7 years isn't short. And she'd been out of the workforce for 3 years. Out of the workforce by choice, I pointed out. She quit her job because she didn't want to work. Doesn't matter legally. She's positioned as the lower-earning spouse. So I prepared for the worst. Accepted I'd probably have to pay something. That's just reality. But her entitlement kept growing. Her mother started a letter-writing campaign. Sent letters to my employer claiming I was unstable and going through a breakdown. My HR department forwarded them to me with a heads-up, this is weird email. They didn't take it seriously, thankfully. But the audacity. Then my wife tried a different angle. Showed up at the house one evening with a police officer. I need to get some things, she said. And I want a witness that he doesn't interfere. The cop looked bored. Clearly had better things to do. She can get her belongings, I said. I've never stopped her. She spent 2 hours going through closets, drawers, the garage. Looking for something. I don't know what. She left with 3 boxes and a lot of frustration. The cop, on his way out, quietly said, divorce stuff. Always messy. Good luck, man. Yeah, thanks. The court date came 6 weeks later. Both lawyers presented their cases. My side, she committed adultery. The house is separate property. My retirement was mostly accumulated before marriage. She voluntarily left the workforce. I'm willing to pay limited, short-term support as she transitions. Her side, the marriage breakdown was mutual. She suffered emotional neglect. She deserves equitable distribution and long-term support. The judge asked her directly, "Did you engage in a romantic relationship with another man during your marriage?" She hesitated. Her lawyer nudged her. "Yes. And you told your husband you married him for stability, not love?" "It was a game. I was joking. But you did say it." "Yes." The judge took everything under advisement, scheduled a ruling for 2 weeks later. Those 2 weeks were the worst. The waiting, the not knowing. My wife's family went quiet. No more letters. No more ambushes. I think they realized the legal situation wasn't going their way. Then the ruling came. The house, confirmed as separate property. She had no claim. Retirement. I had to split the portion accumulated during marriage. About 15% of the total. Hurt but manageable. Spousal support, 12 months, not 5 years. The judge specifically cited the adultery as a factor in limiting duration. She got the car we'd bought together, her personal belongings, and that was it. I remember her face when the judge read the decision. Shock, then anger, then this look of absolute entitlement, like the system had failed her. Her mother started crying in the gallery. Her father just stared at the floor. Outside the courthouse, her mother cornered me. "This isn't over. She'll appeal. You'll see. She can try. But adultery's adultery. And judges don't love liars." My wife just stood there. Didn't say anything. Looked smaller somehow. I walked to my car alone. Got in. Sat there for maybe 10 minutes. 7 years. Ended with a judge's signature and a limited alimony order. Not the life I planned. Final update. 2 months later. Divorce finalized last week. Signed the papers. Got my copy. It's sitting in a drawer now. The aftermath has been quiet. In a good way. My wife moved in with her ex. Yeah, the guy she'd been cheating with. They're apparently making it official now. No shame. Her mother posted something on social media about being supportive of her daughter's journey. Didn't mention the affair. Didn't mention me at all. Her sister reached out one last time. Apologized for her family's behavior. Said she knew it was wrong, but couldn't say anything while it was happening. I appreciated that. Told her no hard feelings toward her specifically. The appeal her mother threatened? Never materialized. Probably couldn't afford it. Definitely couldn't win it. My lawyer did frame one thing, though. Not the divorce papers. The screenshot of her game night truth. The one where she said she married me for stability, not love. He put it on his wall of memorable cases. I told him he could have it. Financial damage report. Lost about 15% of my retirement. 12 months of alimony payments. Legal fees around $8,000. The car. Some furniture. What I kept, the house. Most of my savings. My sanity. My self-respect. Was it worth it? Exposing everything at game night? Being dramatic, as her mother said? Yeah, it was. Because here's the thing. She thought she had the upper hand. Thought she could humiliate me in front of her family, cheat on me for months, and still walk away with half my life. She miscalculated. The hardest part isn't the divorce. It's realizing the person you loved never existed. The woman I thought I married was a character she played. When she dropped the mask during that game, she showed me exactly who she was. Believed her. I've started seeing a therapist, not because I'm broken, just because 7 years is a long time to untangle. He says I'm handling it well. Appropriate anger, he called it. Not rage. Not bitterness. Just clarity about what happened and why. The house feels different now. I've been slowly making it mine again. New paint in the bedroom. Donated most of the furniture she picked out. Got a decent couch. The kind I always wanted, but she said was too bachelor pad. My brother came to visit last weekend. We grilled steaks and watched the game. Simple stuff. Felt normal for the first time in months. He asked if I regretted how it all went down. The game night reveal. The public confrontation. I thought about it. Really considered it. No, I said. She wanted to play games. I just played better. He raised his beer. Fair enough. So that's it. That's the whole story. Wife cheated. Wife confessed she never loved me as a joke. I play my hand. Won most of it. Lost some too. Life goes on. Quieter now. But mine. Thanks for reading, Internet Strangers. Time to move forward.